Hi guys, on this show we're looking at Winters, Defoe, Palinke, Leguizamo, McShane, Allen, Inkvist and Reeves. In this show we're looking at 2014's John Wick.
Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of 100 Things We Learned from Film. I'm one of your hosts, my name's Planty, and I'm going to get on your John Wick.
Oh man, you're still my jokes. And I'm John, and I'm even further into Scotland because I've just moved to Stirling. So if I talk like a chicter, you'll know why.
John, you've moved house. How are you feeling?
Knackered. I've took a week off and I'm absolutely more knackered than I would have been if I was actually working. So
You're
how does
going
that
to
work?
get checked for COVID if you've got a week off.
Oh, see what you've done there.
Nice gag for you there, listeners.
Oh yeah, weak cunt.
Indeed I am. Yeah. This week, John, your pick. What did you pick for us?
So we picked 2014's John Wick.
Oh, it's all right, this. It's okay, this. It's not very good for our podcast, but it's it's good stuff. Good crack.
Does the job.
Yeah. What else could we have been talking about in 2014?
So we could have been looking at The Pyramid, which I think has got Jay from The In-Betweeners in it.
Oh, it's brutal, that, yeah.
It's bad, isn't it? Bad. Another one, it was Johnny Depp's... It was absolutely rubbish. A film called Transcendence. Did you ever watch it?
I didn't finish it. I think I managed about 25 minutes of it. He plugs himself into the fucking mainframe, doesn't he?
Becomes data, like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird. The Seventh Son, The Maze Runner. Ooh. 300, The Rise of the Empire.
Never seen that one. Didn't really much care for the original one.
There was The Guest, which I thought was quite good. I enjoyed that.
Who's The Guest?
Dan Stevens. He's kidding on. He's like a Marine that comes home. Turns out
you've gone on about this before. Yeah, you like this film.
I like it. Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what I was
looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you have that one.
Thank you. And another one I enjoyed, I wish I had follow, was Dracula Untold.
Yes.
It just
didn't tell you anything about. Is that where he's in the red suit?
Aye.
He's in like the battle kind of thing. Yeah.
But it just doesn't go anywhere. I think it was maybe part of a series, but it didn't go anywhere. But
it was meant to be part of that dark universe thing that
now
has
Tom
got.
Cruise. He ruined it, didn't he?
Tom Cruise's mummy with the Irish bird out of the
Peaky Blinders. Oh god, yeah, that's right. So it was. But apparently he totally ruined that franchise. There's such big ideas, and he ruined it.
They're trying it again now with the Dracula starring Nick Cage. Have you seen the pictures of him dressed in the velvet suit? Yeah, you gotta have a look at that. It's funny.
Have a look at that.
Looks good. Fantastic. So, listeners, we're the podcast that tries to learn 100 things from every film. We're going to walk through everything that happens in John Wick, and probably I've missed loads of things because it just doesn't let up, and see if we can come up with 100 things that we have learned. Let us go. Okay. So it opens with this car being driven up to this warehouse. It's pissing it down with rain. Keanu kind of falls out, doesn't he? Hurt.
Yeah.
And pulls out his iPhone and watches a video of his wife at the beach.
Yeah.
Passes out.
Which is an iPhone. Which iPhone 5?
It was an iPhone 5. Yeah.
2013 model, so they're a year out.
So the 5S, yeah. The 5S was the first one to have slow motion video capture, dual flash, Touch ID, and a whole 8 megapixel camera, John.
What?
Whoa, 8 megapixels. Get that. An alarm wakes John Wick up. It's 6 a.m. He grabs his coffee and has a flashback to his wife. She falls ill and she's dying in the hospital. This really bad extra, the doctor in the corner, doesn't know where to look. I quite liked that. Although I didn't. Cheery as fuck so far, innit? It started well.
It's really bad, really bad. So, what did she die of? Do we know?
She died of terminal being written out the film in the first 10 minutes.
Oh yes, yeah. All
Yeah.
right, I get you.
Yeah.
Terminal.
It was terminal. Yeah, it was terminal.
That was
She's terminal, not featured in this film. Yeah. At the funeral, he's being watched by this shady character.
Yeah.
Who was it, John?
It was the Green Goblin.
It was the Green Goblin. Willem, don't call me William Dafoe. Do you know what? I get really annoyed when people say William Dafoe, and I don't know why. It's not. I'm not called Willem.
That was shot at the Calvary Cemetery.
It was indeed, yeah. It's in Queens, New York. It's a Roman Catholic cemetery, so we're not welcome. Notable burials, John. Former New York City mayors Hugh Grant, no, not that one, and Robert Wagner, no, not the boat wife pushing one, no, as well as Dom DeLuise, the actor.
What?
Yeah, I love him in The Thing. I saw him in Cannonball Run.
Good at everything, don't he?
He was, stupid fun.
What was the one about the honeymoon with? It was Dom DeLuise and Gene Wilder. And
Haunted Honeymoon.
That was
Haunted Honeymoon's very good. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while. I'm sure it isn't very good. I'm sure it's crap. Willem Dafoe nominated for 4 Oscars, but has never won one. Platoon, very good film. Shadow of the Vampire, very good film. The Florida Project, not seen it. And At Eternity's Gate, which I've still not seen. His brother Donald is chief of transplantation surgery at a top California hospital.
There you go.
There you go. How'd you like those? Those are good ones. So he's kind of in the background. He comes along. He's one of John Wick's friends. You know, I'm something of a widower myself, John. He doesn't say. That night, he gets a delivery. The card is from his wife, from beyond the grave.
But did you see it? It got delivered.
Go on.
I tried to look this up. There's no such thing as a dog delivery company for me. That'd be just insane, wouldn't it?
It would just send people a dog.
Would be like a dog.
It was Kelvin Delivery Services. I couldn't find it. I found Kelvin Power Tools and Kelvin Wine Products, which, by the way, is brilliant. Right? It's a smart wine monitor you put on your bottle, this little tiny, basically a fucking Fitbit for your wine, and It sends the temperature to your smartphone so you can decide what the perfect temperature is that it's supposed to be drunk at.
Nice.
$39.95 each.
What? Jesus. I know some alkies run about here that would like that kind of...
Did you spot the type of dog?
Was it a beagle?
It was a beagle, John. You're absolutely right. And he calls her Daisy. Very cute thing. Yeah. Gorgeous little thing.
Yeah. Because was that his wife's name? Do we know?
Oh, no. I just put wife. Possibly.
Yeah,
could be.
I did. And they had a daisy chain.
Oh, she did have a daisy chain. Yeah. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. A beagle, John, is bred for beagling, of course it is, which is a name for hare hunting. Slightly smaller than the foxhound, which is bred for hunting Cassandra from Wayne's World. In France, she'd be called La Renarde. Due to their noses, they're used as drug dogs in airports. And a couple of famous beagles that I managed to find. Captain Archer from Voyager's dog was called Porthos. He was a beagle. Yep. And Snoopy is meant to be a beagle as well. It doesn't look like one, does he? I was amazed by that as well. Apparently, Snoopy is the world's most famous beagle, according to the Charles Schultz website.
That nobody knew was a beagle.
That nobody knew was a fucking beagle. It's not even got any brown bits on it. Yeah, exactly.
Rubbish.
Yes. So the next day, he feeds it bran flakes.
yeah, and he says, I'll get some kibble later. So I looked up, I think we've done kibble, but not of this, because kibble's basically just ground up grain and meat, vegetables. Yeah. But for some reason in my head, I always thought kibble was a brand. It's not a brand.
Yeah, it's just a standard, what we would call dog biscuits.
Yeah, because I was looking up kibble products, but there's no such thing. I thought, what?
Kibble Space Program. That's Kerbal Space Program. It's very different. He's fueling up, and these Russian bad bastards in a beamer turn up.
Yeah.
And the main one was Lily Allen's little brother.
It's little Alfie, little bastard that he is.
Yeah. Theon Greyjoy, of course.
Yeah.
But do you know that he originally auditioned to be Jon Snow?
I didn't know that.
Jon Snow. You know Jon Snow. Sorry. And he's also got no balls. Theon, not Alfie. Spoiler. I'm someone that's 10 years old. Of course, Lily Allen's brother. Lily Allen famously turned down a gig in Second Life. Do you remember that game? That people used to kind of play for hours on end and fell in love with people and stuff. She turned down 200,000 Bitcoin around about 2009.
Jesus. That was a silly move.
Imagine the money she'd be rolling in right now.
Aye. Oh, man.
Couldn't happen to a nicer lass.
I know. Fuck you very, very, very much. Fuck you.
He tries to buy his Mustang, doesn't he?
Yeah, was it in 1969?
Yeah, 1969 Mach 1 is what it is.
Oh, so this is
supposed to be.
That's a bit of controversy because it's either Mach 1, but a few sources are saying it's a Mustang Boss 429.
They claimed it was a Boss 429, but it's actually a Mach 1 in the film. But when they were making it, I'd seen that they said it's a Boss. But apparently the internet experts are actually have managed to debunk all that. And it's a 1969 Mach 1.
Right, okay, because I had them both, so I just had to...
Nope, you're absolutely right. The last known sale of one of these was $169,000.
Wow, you could have got a coffee percolator for that.
You could have done.
I looked him up. Honestly, that's so. There's a scene where he's having a coffee, like one of those moments. So I was just looking up the most expensive, not coffee percolators, but coffee machine or coffee makers. So there's a Rachel Classic 10 at $18,500. There's the Cipher Bar, which is $20,000. There's an Electra Bell Epoch at $20,000. But the daddy is the JavaBot coffee machine, and it costs $1 million.
What? The JavaBot?
Yeah, the JavaBot.
Sounds like a Futurama.
I know.
Mate, it would want to give me a reach around while it was making the coffee.
I definitely want a Thor's hammer.
Christ, absolutely. The car is the same model used in Point Break, which he's also in.
Oh, what's the name of the car? You called it Eleanor?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Well done, man. Good work. Some more good work there, John, as we would expect. I did notice that these boys were smoking in the petrol station.
I did notice that.
That gave me the fear. That made me feel uncomfortable. Gasoline vapors will ignite at concentrations between 1.4 and 7.6% in the air. You've seen Zoolander, John. It didn't end well for those boys. Silly boys.
Silly boys indeed.
He refuses to sell him the car, and then flies off to this airfield. He's doing some stunt driving, isn't he? What a great way to get your aggression out.
Yeah, because apparently there's a driving experience at Abington Airfield.
Right.
They do the same thing. So it's an old airfield, and you can drive Mustangs, Aston Martins, and AC Cobras.
Sexy. Do you remember when Cobras were the car that everybody wanted? Fucking hell, how has 20 years passed me by since then?
Mine was the Opel Manta.
Oh, sexy. Yeah, absolutely. The
Opel Manta. God, takes you back.
In the night, Daisy wakes him up. These masked baddens are in. They batter the fuck out of him, and it's the Russians, of course. They're there for the car. The dog's barking, and they kill the dog, right? And take his car keys. This was really hard to watch, John. I'm still not forgiving you for making me watch this.
So, but apparently it was hard to film because it was done in 2 takes. One is shot as him walking up, and the other one is obviously lying down. But apparently, during the take, the guy that did the kicking part felt so bad that after the sort of initial bit, he had to play with the dog and cuddle it and all because he felt really, really bad doing it because it was because it is quite traumatic to watch. You're like, oh,
Absolutely, yeah. Not. That's not a good way to get your aggression out, I assume.
no.
He buries Daisy in the garden, and he puts her collar next to his wife's thing. I mean, he's only had the dog like fucking 24 hours, man. It's heartbreaking.
Well, Andy made a bit of a boo-boo because you are allowed to bury your dog in your garden. Did you know this?
I did, yeah. Hey, do you know this? Have you heard about it?
Do you know this? But you have to do it. So apparently, you have to have at least 2 feet of earth on top of the pet. So it's got to be like heavy soil and then 3 feet of lighter soil. So it's got to be at least 5 feet. And he did not. His was easily about 2 feet.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because he murders men for a living. He doesn't bury dogs.
Exactly. Aye.
Job's a job, I guess. Alfie's character is Joseph, isn't he? So I've written Alfie Allen here a lot. He's got the car, and he takes it to Romeo. Right, they're always brilliant, John Leguizamo.
He's really good in this as well. I like this character. Well, he's not enough, but
yeah, he's barely in it, and I haven't seen any of the follow-ups. I believe the follow-ups are quite good. I haven't seen the follow-ups. I assume he'll be in them somewhere.
He's got to be. Yeah, he's got to be.
We saw him last on our podcast.
Was it the chef?
Correct. Yeah, with your wonderful wife to be. Turns up for new plates and papers. He recognises the car. Tells him to get fucked. John Wick turns up on the bus.
That was quite good.
Didn't even get an Uber.
Yeah, covered in blood, just on the bus.
Yeah. Gets to the car place. Romeo explains they were there and he sent them away. Romeo lends John Wick a car. It's quite a nice car, in fact. Alfie goes to his dad. Not Keith Allen. It's not literally his dad. But he goes to his dad, who is Vigo in this. He is Vigo, the Carpathian.
It seems like the same character and everything, because he was a baddie in one of the Mission Impossibles, wasn't he? But he was a good guy in those Girls to Kick the Spider's Web.
He was, yeah. He's
Who's Michael in it?
Yeah. And Rachel spotted him straight away. Took me a little while to get used to him. I was kind of like, oh right, okay. Is this Boris the bullet dodger? Boris the Blade.
He likes his jacket, didn't he? Oh, that was a horrible scene as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. So he rings Romeo and says, "I've heard that you've hit my kid. Why did you do it?" And he says, I hit him because he had John Wick's car. And he just says, oh. He punches him in the gut, which is a good one. It's not what you did, but who you did it to. So all of a sudden, he's scared of him as well. John Wick used to work for Vigo. You sent him to kill... I've heard he's the boogeyman. No, you sent him to kill the boogeyman. I saw him kill 3 men in a bar with a pencil.
Jason Bourne stuff right there.
It was indeed.
Killing people with inanimate objects.
Yeah, inanimate carbon rods. They refer to him as Baba Yaga, which is a Russian and I've written here for some reason Polish folklore. It's not Polish folklore. It's Polish folklore. Lives in a hut with chicken legs and flies around in a cauldron.
I've seen that, and it's like she's an old woman.
Have you seen that most recent awful Hellboy film?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a rotten film, but that was quite a good depiction, I thought, of Baba Yaga. What I knew about Baba Yaga before this specifically was, do you remember Monster in My Pocket toys?
Yeah.
There was a Baba Yaga one that you used to get in all the packs, whether you wanted it or not. Fucking pain in the ass, that. Only podcast referencing Monster in My Pocket.
I know, that's like getting when you go to football cars and you always got bloody Nottingham Forest, didn't you?
Oh, I was never gutted to get Nottingham Forest. Never gutted. Always got Kerry Dixon at Arsenal. Anyway. Yeah, so this pencil thing, right? He goes on about this killing a man with a pencil, right? So I did a little bit of looking into this. You can kill a man with a pencil, John. I assume you can also probably kill a woman with a pencil. I'm an all equal opportunities pencil killer, me like.
Oh, God, yeah.
Top 3 places to stab someone with a pencil, John?
Glasgow. I knew it was coming.
It's like pick of the pops, this. And number 3, it's a non-mover, through the eyeball.
Oh, that'll
Like,
do it.
kind of like Simon Phoenix with that pen, Demolition Man, eh?
Oh, God, yeah, that's right.
Previous episode. Number 2, it's up from 9. It's up the nose and into the brain.
Oh.
Did that just give you the bug? And straight in at number 1, it's into the neck for them to bleed out. There you go. Those are the top 3 best ways. Top 3 best ways to kill a man or a woman with a pencil. Very finally, and I think this is important, you can't kill somebody by lead poisoning from a pencil because there's no lead in a pencil.
Yeah,
it's graphite and clay mix.
Didn't know that.
You see, John, that's what the podcast's about.
All the time.
That's what the podcast's about, you graphite bastard. Yeah. As he's talking over this whole thing, he says he quit over his wife. He met his wife. He says, John will come for you and you can do nothing. Meanwhile, Johnny's digging up his weapons and coins from his basement, isn't he?
Yeah.
This big, huge cache of them. It's fantastic. Vigo calls John Wick, let's handle this like civilized men, and he just hangs up on him.
I know. What did he say? He's like, what did he say? Yeah.
Enough. Yeah, oh, that was a good line. Yeah. Vigo tasks his man, his kind of right-hand man, to set up his crew to get them. So there's this gang of probably about 8 or 10 turn up at his house.
Yeah. As a shower before that, he's got a tattoo, hasn't he?
Oh, he has, yeah. What was that?
The tattoo, I don't know the translation, but it translates to Fortune favours the brave.
That's the one. Yeah, I also had that. Good work. That
Fortis Fortuna.
Bib Fortuna. Out of Return of the Jedi. Yeah, absolutely. He murders the lot with 3 clips and some judo moves, doesn't he?
Oh,
judo chop.
Yeah. He snaps one of the necks on the kitchen worktop, and it looked horrible, man. Good though.
Yeah, the Popo arrive and he knows the boy by name, doesn't he? Hi, John. Oh, hi, Jeff. We've had a noise complaint. And he sees these bodies. Are you working again? Oh no, just working some stuff out. Like, great. Night, John.
Away he goes.
Brilliant. And now this next character I wish we'd seen more of. He rings basically Winston Wolfe, doesn't he?
Oh, it's Charlie. He's a cleaner, isn't he? He's a cleaner. Oh my God. Did you recognise who it was?
No, I didn't. Who was it?
It's T-Bird. T-Bird!
Was it really?
The Crow, aye.
Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, what a spot, John.
He looks a lot older, a lot older, but yeah,
well,
it's T-Bird.
It's been 20 years since The Crow.
Yeah, so yeah.
So I've not been so good to it.
No, I really do wish we'd see more of him. He seems like a good character.
Yeah. He turns up with these 2 massive lads, this big Samoan boy. He's made, doesn't he?
The squeegee man.
Yeah. And then he pays him in these doubloons.
Yeah, it's a bit Lethal Weapon 2, that, isn't it?
It is a little bit Kruger Rend. I keep the Kruger Rend.
You can't go to South Africa. You're black.
The gold coins, I think probably they've got their own currency where they just work in this. So they're meant to be gold. So I did a little bit of looking into this, and based on the approximate size of each coin, someone has estimated the current price of gold as of last year, each piece would be worth around about $2,000 in money in 2001 money.
Right, okay.
Sorry, 2021 money.
So look at it. So he pretty much gave them 12 bodies, he gave them 12 doubloons.
Yeah.
A lot of cash.
Absolutely. Put them in your chest at the bottom of the sea.
I know.
Wait for Geoffrey Rush to try and find them with all his pirates.
War.
You like ghost stories? Well, you're in one. That film's fucking. That film franchise is rotten. That first Pirates film is a lot of fun, though, isn't it?
Oh, it was good. I loved it. I think
that first Pirates film was very cool.
They've done a Matrix where they just went too far.
Yeah,
I think they just went too far.
Well, I like the line that he makes before. I'd missed the line before. I'd like to make a dinner reservation for 12 before T-Bird turns up. It's great. It's fantastic. Vigo puts out a $2 million bounty on him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, arguably, that doesn't seem like a lot of money for trying to kill the most vicious killer in America today.
Yeah, it just seems like a suicide for chump change, really.
Yeah. So Vigo goes to see Willem to get him to kill John Wick, and he agrees to for the $2 million. Over his smoothie, he's making a smoothie.
Yeah,
he really looks after himself. There's a montage of Defoe getting his guns sorted. Like he's got this under the stair cupboard.
Yeah, I try to look at some of them, but it's hard to see, to be honest.
Yeah. That sniper rifle, though, woofed. Wouldn't mind a shot with one of them.
Yeah, there's about 3 or 4 of them, actually. I wrote some of them down. So you've got sniper rifles. There was a DTA Stealth Recon Scout. There was a Ruger M77 and a Savage 10BA.
He's driving into the city. He's driving into New York. Is John Wick. And he checks into Hotel Artemis. I mean, no, that's a different film. I quite liked that one, that Hotel Artemis film.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Film.
Yeah. And Dave Bautista.
Yeah. Arguably better than this, maybe. I thought it was a bit more interesting. I quite like Siege. There
was something going on. I think with this one, I really like this one because I know it sounds a bit weird, but I loved the way he changed his stance when he was doing different fighting with the guns. Did you notice?
Yes. Yeah. Like the gun
the close control was right up front. Yeah. When he was, I thought it was brilliant. So I liked all that. A lot of preparation, but yeah, Hotel Artemis has just got a lot better story. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I couldn't agree more.
Because like, what motivates you? Somebody kill my dog. It's a dog.
You do the same though, mate. You do the same for your dog.
True for me, Keith.
He checks into room 818. This guy at the counter's quite suave, isn't he? This character's
such a cool guy. Yeah,
I like him. And heads to the basement to this club in the basement. I did think for a second or two it was the club out of Blade.
The Blade, yes, So that real life location is something is called the Beaver Building.
Yeah.
It's on 1 Wall Street. But the interior was filmed in another location called Delmonico's at 56 Beaver Street.
Beaver.
You said Beaver.
You said Beaver.
Cracking looking building, though.
Yeah, it's smart, isn't it? The kind of one of the corner buildings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who does he meet downstairs?
Ian McShane. It's Lovejoy.
It's Lovejoy. we drive 3 days on our BMX.
Lovejoy, fine.
With shitty shot, which is a fantastic Vic and Bob sketch. Yeah, absolutely love Lovejoy, and regular listener, Spooky Shaky Lynn is a big fan of Lovejoy. I think during lockdown I sent her a Lovejoy book to read because she's a bit obsessed with Lovejoy. I don't know why, but she is. But Ian McShane's great, isn't he?
He's great enough, man.
I like him in Sexy Beast. I think Sexy Beast is definitely a future episode for us.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's got some great British actors in. We'll do some British stuff.
Death Race 2000 as well, though.
He's in that remake. Yeah, I just can't imagine him not being really well turned out anymore because he is cool, isn't he? And he's always well turned out.
That voice is it that God something God's Amazon? That's on Amazon.
Yeah, I haven't watched the American Gods thing. I haven't watched that. I've watched a
couple of them, right up to the controversial. They heard about this controversial scene where the man.
No, don't ruin it for me. I'm going to watch it.
The man gets inserted into a woman.
All right, okay.
Ruined it for you.
Wish I could get inserted into a woman. Anyway. Lovejoy explains business cannot be performed on the premises. Business cannot be performed on the premises of the Continental, which is the name of the hotel. He goes and talks to this barmaid, this Addie. She says, who says you're retired? You can't be retired if you're drinking here. She gives him a napkin that says the Red Circle. And Vigo's put Joseph in the Red Circle. It's a club where the Russians own. Now, I like this club. This is brilliant. What I like even more is the fucking bathhouse from The Witcher 3 down the bottom.
God, yeah. Really
I expected Geralt to turn up any minute.
It's all Blade upstairs, isn't it? And then it's nice and Sexy times.
Blade up the front, Witch of the Wild Hunt in the back. Yeah, absolutely. He's drinking champagne in this basement pool. He's got a gang of bodyguards looking out for him. John Wick gets in and sees this doorman. He's like, yeah, you're just going to let me in? He's like, what's the other option? I could kill you. Yeah, have a good night. I didn't see you.
It's like you've lost weight, isn't he?
Yeah. He's in through the window like Mark Addy in the Full Monty.
The Full Monty.
He goes into this changing room, silent stealth kill on one of the guys, and the other guy, the other main Russian, he kills him. The guy that kills his dog, he gets a lot of enjoyment out of killing him, and takes his phone, which is important later on. But I guarantee I've not written that down later on, so you'll have to pick me up on it. I'm certain I haven't written that. He beats Joseph's location out of him before murdering him. He does all these silent stealth kills on all of them. Basically fucking Agent 43 or whatever he's called.
I was thinking mere Equilibrium.
All right. Yeah, I could go with that. It's a good film. Better than The Matrix. It's real agent stuff. And then he gets rumbled, and then he just starts shooting lads. This big motherfucker, by the way, this big, huge built
guy. Comes in the water? Jesus.
Yeah, and he's just at him, and it takes like 5 bullets to put him down.
Put him down, yeah. Jesus, he was a big boy, wasn't he?
Like Zangief.
Like that, exactly. There's 3 in the chest and 2 in the head.
Yeah. He's chasing Joseph up into the club, shooting all these Russians as he goes. There's loads of clovers, not giving a fuck. They're just getting on. They're just like, yeah, we're off our tits. Let's do it. Oh, I loved how there's this bit where he's stuck behind cover, and this guy kind of stands around the corner of the cover, and he shoots him in the foot to get him out of the cover, and then just shoots him in the face. That was really good. I liked that a lot. He's chasing Joseph through the club. And Joseph's towel hasn't fallen off once.
I know.
The fuck is his towel held on?
I can't move from one room to another without that towel falling.
I can't either. I cannot at all. This bloke stabs him in the side with like half a champagne bottle and throws him off this balcony.
Yeah.
And he just gets up. He just carries on.
Firing at him.
Yeah. He goes back to the hotel. The concierge sends up a doctor and a bottle of bourbon. So the line is, I've not written it exactly, but the line is something like, is the doctor in? He says, oh yeah, absolutely. He says, okay, I'm going to need some stitches and something for the pain. I've ordered a bottle of bourbon. He says, and how about cleaning? How about a laundry? And he looks at his suit, absolutely covered in blood and brains and all that kind of stuff. He said, yeah, it's not going to work.
Oh yeah. Yeah, did you notice who the doctor was?
I recognised his face, but I couldn't pick him out.
He is the keymaker in The Matrix.
Oh, good spot, John. Yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed as soon as they started talking, I was like, I know that voice, and then I realised that's the keymaker.
Good spot. Okay. He says to him, if you need to take care of business, take 2 of these before. And I was like, oh, is that fucking hymns?
What's he giving him? So
we want that hymns sponsorship. He gives him a couple of little blue pills.
Yeah, sends him on his way. So I was looking up painkillers for USA v UK. So I'll give the UK ones first. Mm-hmm. So UK, you've got codeine, you've got the hydrocodone, you've got tramadol, morphine, fentanyl, ibuprofen. I can't remember. Ibuprofen.
Yeah.
And America, they've got Oxycontin, and is it Vicodin?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the UK we get prescribed a lot more drugs than they do in the USA. But I think in the USA the ones that you do get prescribed of like opiates and stuff. So
opioids,
a lot stronger.
They are hardcore, which is why there's a huge opioid crisis, as they say, in the USA that we allegedly don't have, but I'm pretty sure we do. It's just we
get a large variation, but they get the hard stuff. We get a lot of
over the counter. There's plenty of over the counter stuff in there. Plenty of over the counter stuff. which we could have all done with our bad backs for the last 6 months. As he's sleeping, this character we've not mentioned because she kind of gets a hello earlier on. This character Perkins turns in, and she starts shooting at him. The price now is $4 million, which is enough to get her to want to do
an inside job.
A job there, whereas usually they wouldn't want to do it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So she's willing to break the rules for that. This fight ensues. The concierge is ringing. The phone just keeps ringing and ringing and ringing. She smashes open his stitches, and I was like, "Oh no, thanks." He throws her through this window, and as she's crawling away, picks up the phone. The concierge says, we've had some noise complaints out in the corridor on your floor. And he's like, yeah, it's okay. I'm dealing with it. She's kind of crawling through the corridor, and he knocks her out. This other bloke, Harry, is at his room. He's like, is everything all right, John? In his pants. He's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everything's fine. Just dealing with this. He says, look, do you want to earn a coin babysitting? He's like, yeah, absolutely.
Catch and release.
Catch and release. That's the thing. Yeah, nothing serious. Just hold on to her and then let her go in the morning. He heads to this church, right? So we found out, she's told him that this church is where all the business is done. So it's a front. Yeah, that's right. So she heads to this Russian Orthodox church, by the way. You ever been in a Russian Orthodox church, John?
No, I've never.
No, neither have I. What I learned from this was that Russian Orthodox churches don't actually have the seats at the front. So it's missing. It's got like the pews. It's not got the pews at the front, according to the internet. So it's kind of like, I hope somebody was fired for that blunder. You know, I mean, whether it's true or not, it's just somebody trying to fuck with our podcast. I don't know, but yeah, Russian Orthodox Church. Your man as well comes out, doesn't he, in all his vestments. Yeah, he's like, you can't go in there. He just fucking shoots people. Everybody that's there's got guns.
Exactly. Yeah, and the priest. He gets it right in the leg, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Forces him to take him down. And did you see the size of this huge...
Yeah, it's something else, isn't it?
It was full of cash and gold and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Really good. He hoys in these incendiary grenades. These were cool. I've never seen an incendiary grenade before.
No, but it works really well.
Yeah, it's just a can of fire.
Yeah, I think it's like those flares, isn't it? That sort of.
It's like special brew.
Temperatures.
It's a can of fire.
Yeah.
And that burns absolutely everything. That gets Vigo's attention. Back in Harry's room, Perkins is handcuffed to this chair, but she dislocates her thumb to get out.
Thumb?
Oh
yeah.
No, oh man.
I know.
You know,
that was a lethal weapon thing to do that, wasn't it?
I was going to say that's going to hurt her when she gets older, but it won't, as we learn at the end of the film. She kills Harry, shoots him in the face, which is a shame.
Yeah, he's all dapper as well. He's dressed in his best togs, and
he looks good. Yeah, he does look good. Back at the church, John Wick takes down Vigo's men, but gets smashed by this Chevy. This Chevy just comes out of nowhere, hits the car he stood next to, catapults him.
So see that guy, the guy that does it, I was looking at him, I know his face because he's got such a distinctive face because he was the one that fought in the dance hall as well.
All right, yeah.
So he is one of the agents from the Matrix that fights Morpheus on top of the truck.
All right, okay. He awakens tied, bound, and Vigo's explaining that the vault wasn't just full of money and important stuff. It was full of blackmail, audio recordings, photographs, so he could take down basically so many people in the city. Vigo explains the life of an assassin follows you. It's a curse. John Wick says, look, just give me your son. And he says, it's just a dog. It's just a car. And he says, the dog was the final gift. It was my chance at, finally having some peace. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He says, hand over your son or die screaming alongside him. It's a great line. So they bag him. Now, This huge, thick carrier bag was like a fucking cement bag, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like a plastic rubble bag.
Yeah, it was a proper heavy-duty one, wasn't it?
Yeah. He fights them off, and even cable-tied hands, he still manages to get the guys. He bites the guy's thumb and gouges his eyes out. And I was kind of like, well, that's poor form.
I know. Fight like a gentleman.
I know, yeah, exactly. And then strangles him. Outside, he shoots Vigo's car, which is driving towards him, and he crashes it. And
That shotgun looked weird, didn't it?
Yeah, some sort of automatic.
It was called a Keltec KSG, but it looked really funky, didn't it?
Like really modified.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, this is where Vigo gives up Joseph, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He tells him where he is, but only if he'll free him, and promises he won't kill him.
Yep, the safe house.
Yeah. So John Wick agrees, but only if he'll cancel the contract. So he cancels the contract, and then we see that Joseph is at this safe house, right?
Yeah, somebody's playing Call of Duty or something.
I did wonder if you knew what that was. I couldn't tell what it was.
No, because when I first saw it, I just noticed that the guy's name was Neo on it.
Right.
So obviously the Matrix was a big influence on that, but his game tag was Neo. But
Oh,
no,
was it?
I don't know what it was.
No, I didn't know what it was, but I didn't think I would. But he's playing it really loudly, and he's got headphones in. Like, if he's got headphones plugged into his controller,
why is he moaning about it?
Yeah, why is he moaning about it? He blows up the cars that are set for Joseph's escape, first of all, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And first-person shooter boy gets shot through the cans, so he goes through one ear and out the other. It looked great.
It looked really good.
Really, really good. And all this time, Willem Dafoe's there, and we're not really sure. Is Willem Dafoe going to kill him? Is he not?
Yeah.
And this is where we find out at the end of this bit that Willem's actually on John Wick's side.
Yeah, they must be pretty good friends.
Yeah, exactly. Wick shoots and kills Joseph, and you'd think it's done.
Yeah.
So he's checking out. The management give him this beautiful new car.
Oh, Jesus,
as an apology.
That's a beautiful car, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah, they gift him a Dodge Charger SXT 2001.
Right. Ah, right, okay.
What a beautiful car that
was. It was stunning motor, wasn't it? Absolutely stunning.
I like that back brake light, all one piece.
Yeah. But that's going to be expensive to replace.
Oh yeah, God yeah.
So he meets with Willem Dafoe's character Marcus down at where Annie Hall meets with Woody Allen.
I know.
That famous scene. I was like, oh, I recognise that. How romantic. He's explaining that he's retired.
He's got to go back.
Dafoe goes home and he's set up by Vigo for betraying him. He says, you didn't kill him when you had the chance.
Yeah, because Miss Parker seen him when they were sitting at the bridge, remember?
That's right. He says, but... He says, you go out on my terms, says Vigo. And he says, no, sir, I go out on my own. It's great. And he takes out a few of the bad ones, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And Vigo kills him, calls John Wick and explains he's there for Marcus. John Wick shows up to find his body, and that's it. Now it's proper personal. Yeah. Meanwhile, Perkins is killed by the Continental staff.
I loved that. Yeah.
Your membership has been revoked by thine own hand. It's brilliant. Good old Lovejoy, Winston.
That's a bit of a dangerous shot to take. 4 sides, 4 people.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going, whoa, I wouldn't even did that.
only needs one to miss. Yeah.
All headshots as well. Oh, God, no.
Winston then calls John Wick to tip him off as to where Vigo is. They're at this dock. John Wick smashes a car into this dry dock, which looked pretty good. I like that.
Yeah,
Paint job on the new motor fucked those straight away.
Yeah. The lights are still working though, did you notice?
Yeah, I did notice that, yeah. Smashes Vigo into this post and runs this guy over and shoots him through the roof. This was brilliant. Hits the guy, and as he's going over the car, just shoots into the fucking roof of the car. I thought it was really good.
That was really good, yeah.
Smashes Vigo's right-hand man, this character who I had no idea what he was called, through the passenger side window just before the other motor gets side-smashed by Vigo. If he wasn't dead before, boy, he's fucking
He's
gone
dead
now.
now, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Vigo drives the car into the dry dock, but Johnny jump free, so he survives. They have this kung fu fight in the rain,
Yeah,
which I liked. Very Mission Impossible 2, wasn't it?
it was, yeah, but this weird seeing Vigo up against Wick, it just seemed like an unfair fight considering
It did.
he's so nimble, didn't he? But he still held his own.
Yeah. Vigo pulls a knife, and when John Wick can't get him away right, he just forces the knife into him, doesn't he?
Yeah, it
to
did.
get some purchase.
To break his arm up.
Yeah, breaks his arm up. That was really cool.
That was cool. So do you want to know how much pressure it takes to do that?
Oh, go on.
A lot. Looking at this, it says to snap a piece of your skeleton depends on your health and age, blah, 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 blah. But it takes about 4,000 newtons of force to break the femur. That's 660 pounds of pressure to fracture it. So
Wow.
160 pounds.
He stabs Vigo in the neck, doesn't he? And then just leaves him to die.
Neck,
yeah, just leaves it to die. If he had a pencil, he could have used that. Back to the beginning now, and him kind of falling out the car. He comes to with his phone, and then gains entry to this building, this pound.
Mm-hmm.
Pours some disinfectant on his wound, which looks sore, and then staples it shut himself. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, God.
He spots this staffy, this nasty-looking thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's probably the last one I'd have picked.
I know, yeah, absolutely. You'd have picked like the little chow chow or something.
Yeah.
And then he walks down this riverside park with it, and that's the end. That's the end of the film. Any other things that you might have missed?
So guns.
Okay.
Right, okay. But while I'm looking at that, looking at the director's commentary, apparently the dance hall fight scene, Keanu Reeves learnt it in one day.
All right, okay.
Before he went to set. And on one of the other fight scenes as well, apparently he was running a temperature. He was really poorly, but he still went through with the fight. So the guy's made a stellar stuff.
Yeah, he's dedicated.
He really is. Right, so guns, we've got Beretta, Browning high power, a Colt Python, Glock 17 with a carbon conversion, a Glock 19, a Glock 26, Heckler and Koch P30L, a Smith & Wesson Model 686, and a Weather P90, P999. Submachine guns are looking at MP10. I've never heard of an MP10. Heckler and Glock, Koch. Is it Koch?
It is. It's Koch. Koch, isn't it?
Heckler and Koch MP5K. And we've already went through the shotguns. Rifles was an FN Scar H, which I used in the last Call of Duty.
Right, okay.
Aye, that's me.
Good stuff. I think I've only missed a couple of things here. John Wick says 511 words in the whole film. Piece of piss. I could do that.
Well, Arnie did less than he'd probably
did, yeah, absolutely. It's 18% of the total lines in the film. Director Chad Stahelski was Keanu Reeves' stunt double in the Matrix movies.
Well,
and he's also directing that new Highlander film. Ugh. Yeah.
We'll see.
The piece of music through it, like the song through it all the way through, was a song called Killing Strangers by Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson, yeah.
Obviously before that prick was rightly cancelled for being a piece of shit. The song's inspired allegedly by PTSD experienced by his dad and his time serving in the US Armed Forces during the Vietnam War. The version used in the film is not the version off the album, but an unmixed demo. So you won't hear that on the album, but don't listen to it anyway, because I don't want to give him any money. The band in the club. There was a band in the club. These
so there was, yeah.
There wasn't many of them. Yeah, British electro pop duo called Khalida. The song is called Think. I quite liked it. It was all right.
No, it's all right. Yeah.
There's a safe at one point which says Wilson Safe Co., which I spotted. A Pennsylvania safe company, so it's obviously the safe company that Dracula uses. I looked into their best safes, their biggest ones. The TRTL ISM Super Platinum sounded really hardcore, so I wanted that. It's got a 3-way active bolt work lock, but I couldn't get a price because you've got to ring them for a price.
Right, okay.
And they're shut. So that's not an option, but I didn't really want to speak to them anyway. And that is it. Oh, one final thing. The Lady Perkins, the Adrienne Palicki, I think she was called. She is, do you know where I knew her from? And I couldn't quite figure it out at the start.
A few things.
Well, yes. But she's also out of the Orwell. Did you ever watch the Orwell?
No.
It's basically the Star Trek, but not Star Trek.
Oh, right. The
Family Guy. Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Well, she's like his ex and his number 2 in the thing. But I didn't recognise her because she's blonde in that.
Yeah. She's in. Is it Legion with?
I knew you were going to say Legion. I was just thinking of that.
Yeah, Paul Bettany.
Yeah. Thing about an angel.
Yeah, a good strong start, and then just went.
Yeah. 100%. Again, love a siege film.
Just like that Preacher, they done the exact same thing with Preacher, where he was in the sort of the vampire hunt with the cool bike and all that, and then it just went nowhere again. So
couldn't agree more. How many do you think we've got, John?
Not as many as we usually, so I'm going to hazard a guess and say 73.
Or lower.
63.
65.
Jesus.
Not one of our greatest ones, but there's a lot going on. We didn't want to bore with guns too much.
I'll be honest, I was it's so action packed that you keep watching it, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And let's be honest, I think we've both had a busy week.
Yeah.
And we don't owe anybody any fucking explanation. I don't know why
I was busy, man.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this. We both had a busy week.
Cool.
So yes, that was a lot of fun. John, what's happening with you over the next few weeks?
Well, I'm not going to be on any shows because I'm going to be away doing some personal training stuff. But I'll
doing some learning for a new job. So we're gonna mix it up and have a few a couple of 100 Things episodeless weeks. But I'm looking forward to dropping something new between those.
Yeah,
and we'll fit this in whenever we can. But life finds a way. Is obviously what happens in this instance. So we'll be having a little bit of a break, but we'll be back with loads more content coming up. It's going to be me and some friends. It's going to be people that you recognise from the show. It's going to be people that you don't. And we will dick in. We might dick in. Who knows? We will dip in as and when we can with episodes. At the moment, you will find me on The Thing About That podcast, talking about what a pervert Roy Walker is. That's right. That's Henry Kelly. And you will find me and Tom of This Parish for Everything We Learned from The Simpsons, our other podcast, talking to a friend of the podcast, Punk, about ska music on What the Fuck Do You Want? So go away and give that a listen. That's 30 minutes of your time well spent. John, do you want to say goodbye for the foreseeable?
I would love to say goodbye for the foreseeable. So, guys, I'll catch you when I get back. Hopefully the train will be cut short. It just seems like it's going to be a long time, but I look forward to treating your ears again soon.
Cool. And I'll be back next week with some bollocks. Aren't I always? But until then, he's been John. We'll all miss him. I've been Planty, and it's been 65 things we've learned from John Wick's gun cupboard. See ya.
See you guys.